Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So it goes on the meat, and it doesn't do anything. How's it going, guys? We had a Warno hotfix which saves LGBTs at the cost of destroying Spain. So I'll go through it bit by bit, right? Basically, they fixed a crash when vehicles were being resold after being grouped. I didn't know about that. They fixed the propagation of unit traits which were no longer working as intended. So basically, you could the new instructor trait, which I've got a video on, you could basically give somebody the instructor trait, load them up into a vehicle, drive them outside the circle and unload them, and they would still have the instructor trait, which I guess is realistic in that once I teach you, you know. But that's basically a reversion to a bug that was in the game a while ago, and that used to work for military police. It was a while ago. I did a video on it, but I couldn't find it. I didn't even look. It was a long time ago. Anyway, they ruined Spain, so they fix the bomb drop of the C-14A cluster. So the C-14A cluster, basically high altitude Mirage cluster bomber. So here it is back here, and it's already dropped the bombs. This is my 2nd Spanish Division guide. So it's already dropped the bombs there, and this was what it was aiming at. These go long range, so you can evac quite early. So there you go, the guide's out of date before it even came out. Because they say they fixed that, right? So let me show you what's going on. So C4, this is dev mode. I've got a guide on that as well if you want to know about that. So C14A, F key, right, shift A. So now allegedly it's a dive bomber. Yeah, so it doesn't drop from far away anymore. Now it's a dive bomber, which just makes it way worse. I mean, it's got a very tight bombing pattern. It's harder to dodge, but when it was bombing from all the way back there, as you saw in this little clip there, you know, it's very hard to shoot this down. So that's a big shame, really, because that was a pretty funny aircraft. Anyway, the big one, they fixed the damage inflicted by LGBT. So basically, we had a tournament game, and should be around here somewhere. I was going to find this beforehand, actually. That was very silly of me. I'm going to have to do a cut here. Right, sorry for that small cut. So we had a $150 tournament, and this was basically the semi-finals. We got Pasta La Vista playing as Nighthawk, and he goes in on this Meep. This is before the patch, right? And the... Okay, it wasn't that one. That is a problem. He will come, he'll do it again, he'll do it. Oh, yeah, he's doing it. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So it goes on the meat, and it doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything, right? So now with the hotfix, right, here we've got a meep, and my Nighthawk just went down. So I'm going to have to do a cut here. Sorry, this is a very poorly, you know, poor. So there's a meep. And if you want to know how to use dev mode, I've got a tutorial on that in the description. So here's one Nighthawk bullet, and there you go, it kills it. And I'll just do it again just for show. I won't really, I don't believe in wasting your time, because now it's going to go all the way around, and I can't be bothered waiting for that. So, there you go. There's that explosion I said I wouldn't show you. Sorry, it was Schizo Gaming today. Fix the display of SU-22 M4 rockets. I didn't know anything about that. Fix the amount of ammunition for the M240 on the CEV. So this was actually reported on Reddit. What? Reddit. There we go. So he was like, forgot. I should have got this up beforehand, sorry. It was, didn't we forget something? Sergeant Highway post. Man, I'll just do a brief cut here so I can get to the right place. I don't believe in wasting the audience's time. Where the hell is it? Oh, I'm professional. Alright, sorry for that brief intermission there. So there you go. The M428 CEV only had 60 bullets on the M240 coax because of the patch. I don't know why, but... So if we get a CEV... Right, and save that. Now it has 580 bullets, so that's a nice hotfix. And fix certain roads that slowed down units. So this is a bit harder for me to show you, but basically on certain maps like Omen and stuff, if the Like, I don't know if they just fixed it for... I can just check, actually. Sorry, I'm going to have to do a brief cut here while I just load up the Omen map and get on the right side. Alright, sorry for that brief intermission there. So here we are on the Omen map, and basically if you spawned units and drove them past this, it would... So what was it? It was like a Pegaso Jeep or something. So... Yeah, So if you fast moved past this, it would slow down. So I think that was just from the patch, and they fixed it. Like, the patch broke something with that, with roads that were too close to forests. So this should... Either that or they only fixed it on factory. But no, look, it's working now. Whereas last patch, they would get stuck there. I remember that happening. So they fixed that. That's a nice hotfix. Fix the optics of the Belgian Recon. So this thing used to have very good optics. So this used to have very good optics from last patch for like no particular reason. And they fixed that. It's very, very quick on the fixes, which is nice. Correction for aircraft that evacuated using the Winchester option without firing all their missiles. So that was another one of the Spanish units. The Spanish... One of the Spanish Mirages wouldn't work properly, so it was this one. Basically, if you right-clicked on the enemy, it would fire these two long-range ones, and then it would just forget the right-click order. It wouldn't close range to use the guns and the short-range ones, unlike every other plane, so they fixed that. Fixed certain units that had a different model or texture and medium level of detail, don't know anything about that. Correction of infantry models that protruded from the vehicle transporting them, I don't know anything about that. We could check the Avenger. The Avenger used to have somebody's feet sticking out the bottom of it. Well, he's not actually in there, so I guess we will never know. Yeah, his feet used to be sticking out the bottom, from what I remember. And then some... Oh, yeah, so the modders were getting really mad. If you recall, in the Star Wars Sunday, I do the live streams of the Star Wars mod in 10v10 on Sundays. I've done that twice in a row now. They had a thingy-mabob that could fire through buildings and stuff, and I thought that was dumb. And then they removed it from the game. As in, like, like, broke something with that. I'm not sure if this has fixed that. I mean, it says indirect, so maybe it has fixed that. I don't know. So yeah, really, really cool hotfix. Meanwhile, you've got Broken Arrow, which is completely broken. You can just go into multiplayer and spawn units for free, and they haven't even addressed the problem. So I hope you have a lovely day.